welcome to my channel. It is Jo here. If you're new to my channel, thank you very much for stopping by. On my channel, I do all things lifestyle and I'm a small YouTuber, so I would really appreciate it if you could hit the subscribe button and engage with my content. If you are a repeat viewer, thank you very much for coming back again and again and again and again and again. Appreciate it. This month I am putting out content twice a week, so it would really mean a lot if you could engage with my content and of course subscribe and like the videos. Yeah, that helps too. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about 10 warning signs that it's about that time to quit your job. In 2020, we are not staying in toxic work environments no more. When it's time to go, it's time to go. And I'm going to tell you when it is time to go. Number one is when you dread going to work. Or in this case, since we're all in lockdown, and you dread logging on to work. Now, I'm not talking about the regular Monday blues. We all feel a bit like, oh, you know, I wish the weekend was a bit longer. But if you consistently really dislike going to work, that is perhaps the biggest warning sign that maybe this job isn't for you anymore and you should consider other opportunities. No one is saying you need to be doing backflips and cartwheels every time you think of work, but it shouldn't really fill you with dread whenever the prospect or idea of work comes up. Number two is when the mission of the company no longer aligns with your vision. So let's say, for example, you joined an eco-friendly, sustainable company and all of a sudden they're making executive decisions to go with things that you don't align with, and that wasn't why you signed up for the company, then I think it's time to reconsider what you're still doing there. That's like me working for a Christian organization that suddenly decides that they want to do things that deviate from Christian norms, or whatever the case may be. If you work for a company that empowers women, but you can see that there's systemic sexism going on in the company, then maybe it's time to go and get gone. To the left. No, that's my right. That way. Maybe it's time to go. The next few tips are more around the actual future. So number three is when there are no prospects for promotion. In one of my past roles, I left because when I looked at my manager and I looked at my manager's manager and I considered their roles, I was like, even if I got a promotion, I still don't want your job. So why am I still here? Whenever you're in a role, the idea is for you to be able to progress and become more senior and become more skilled in that position. But if you look at 1, 2, 3 positions ahead of you and you don't even want to be there, then sis, oh bro, it's time to get gone. There's no point staying there because all you're doing is you're dedicating time, years of your life that you're never going to get back, to something that you don't actually want to grow or develop in. So maybe it's time to consider a career change. Number four is about that paper. If you're in a role where they are never increasing your pay, I mean, inflation increases pretty much every year. So hello, the money has to rise too. Not saying that every single year you need to get a pay rise, although I've never been in a job where I didn't get a pay rise every year. Just saying, you should consider why you're still there. Given that this is obviously the COVID era that we're going through, I can understand if companies aren't paying out a bonus or are not giving pay rises this year or even in the next year. But if you're in a role that pre-COVID, year on year, they just look at you, smile, happy Christmas, happy New Year, happy Easter, and you're just there, empty pockets. It's not your portion. You need to get a pay rise. Number five. Now, there's more to life than just money. I get that. And there are things that are actually a bit more valuable than money, like your skills. Your skills you will have with you forever. And if you're in a role that is not developing your skills, that is not putting you in positions of opportunity for you to try new things, variety, then maybe it's time to go, maybe. Because I don't see the point in working, and it could just be a BAU role. For example, even if you worked at Sainsbury's or any kind of supermarket and you're stacking shelves, there's like at least 20 aisles in the supermarket. If you become the pro of the fruit and veg, surely they should be able to move you to toiletries or move you and teach you how to work in, I don't know, on the tills. Or from moving in the tills, maybe you move to the customer service desk. Like, the variety and the skills that you will learn. I don't think there's any job or any role on the planet where you don't have skills to learn and you don't have development opportunities. But if you are just stuck in that fruit and veg aisle when there's a gazillion other things you could be doing in the same organization, pretty much the same pay grade, then maybe that place isn't for you anymore. Also tied into opportunities is if you are constantly overlooked for development opportunities. I've been in a role where I was always putting myself forward for different opportunities. So there was a work abroad program that they had with the institution in the headquarters, and I year after year would put myself forward for that, and they kept rejecting me on silly reasons. And I knew other colleagues that also felt the same way. And I just got to a point where I was like, well, if every time I go for an opportunity that you're encouraging people to go for, it's like, yeah, but not you. Yeah, everyone, yeah, no. Then I was like, deuces. Because it becomes quite disheartening after some time, because what will happen is that you'll stop putting yourself forward for things. And when you stop putting yourself forward for things, you basically shut the door on yourself. So even opportunities that they could potentially consider you for, you've already discounted based on previous experiences. So if you're in a place where they're never giving you or they're never allowing you the opportunity to develop or to try new things or to engage in new activities or projects or teams, I think that place is trying to pigeonhole you, and we are not pigeons. Number 7 is censorship. If you're working in an environment where your opinion isn't valued, your inputs aren't taken on board, then why are you really there? Even if the job is a manual job, you have a brain, and the best jobs take people from different backgrounds, different experiences, different qualifications, and use that to improve their businesses. So if every time you come up with an idea, I'm not saying that they have to take every one of your ideas on, but if every time you come up with an idea or a suggestion or an opinion, it's always overlooked, it's never acknowledged, not even taken on board, just simply acknowledged and given some thought, maybe that role isn't for you anymore. Because quite frankly, all they want you there to do is to be a bum on a seat or to be a machine. You're there with your creativity and your brain to add value. And if they don't see that value, then you need to take that value elsewhere. Number 8, if a job is affecting your health, it is time to go. It's time to go. Say, for example, you work at an airport and you are going deaf because of the planes flying overhead and the loud announcements and different things like that. It's time to leave, because what will happen is that your health will deteriorate over time. It's the same way where people used to inhale a lot of secondhand smoke when smoking was still allowed in bars and pubs. You would have hospitality staff actually getting really sick, and in some very bad cases, some people actually got cancer from secondhand smoke. So if you're in a role that they can't even provide you with decent chairs and your back is now like this, it's time to go. It's actually time to go. You have one body, you have one life, you can have a million jobs. That one job does not have to be the be all and end all of your life. If a job is affecting your health, not just your physical health, but also your mental health, it's time to say bye. And on the topic of health, and this is quite timely at the moment, is look at how they've managed the pandemic. How have they responded? How have they looked out for their staff? How have they looked out for you in particular? And it should give you a glimpse into how a business or how the company act when it's under pressure? Are they flexible? Are they accommodating? Are they taking into account that you might be sick or you might have families that are sick? Have they just cut staff numbers? Have they given you options for furlough? Have they tried their best to hang on to you because you are valuable? So the company that I work for is amazing, and I know my very first video on YouTube was actually about me going on furlough, which didn't actually happen at the end of the day because they found a way around it and they kept everybody, nobody was let go. Whenever anyone was ill, whether COVID or not, they were very accommodating, very, very supportive. If you don't work for a company that treats you like a human being and not just some machine, then you need to leave, because we are all we are is what you see, the air in our lungs. We are human beings, and if they'd rather treat you like a machine, then they can go get themselves a machine. But I am not a machine. Number 10, the biggest reason for you to leave your job is if it's toxic. If you work in a toxic workplace, bro, sis, dude, ma'am, you need to leave like yesterday. We are not doing toxic environments in 2021 or in any year really. And by toxic, I mean, is it a sexist environment? Is it a racist environment? Are they full of microaggressions? Are they ableist? Are they ageist? Is it an environment where you just genuinely just feel very, very unhappy? What is the language like? What do they joke about? What do they think is funny? What do they think is off limits? Are they bullying? Those are absolute deal breakers in any job, any pay, any circumstances. We will not tolerate toxic work environments. So if you're in an environment where it's toxic, please do yourself a favor and leave it. You will get money somehow, but what you don't want to lose is your sanity and your peace of mind. So that's it, guys. Those are my 10 warning signs that it's time to leave your job. I know I've tried to make this a bit lighthearted, but leaving your job can be a very daunting experience, especially if you don't have another role lined up. So I'm not saying that this is an easy decision to make, but I'm saying that there are some glaringly obvious red flags that indicate that where you are is a sinking ship and you need to jump. So if you've enjoyed this video, please do give me a thumbs up. Comment down below which one has been one of your reasons for leaving a role. And if it's none of them, let me know what has been like your absolute deal breaker reason for leaving a role. If you're not already, please do subscribe to my channel. Follow me on social media. I am at JMOTG across all my socials. And until next time, guys, I'll catch you in my next video. Take care. Bye.